Respected faculty members, good morning to all of you. Today is third day of our HTTP Innovation and Startup. We have expert faculty member today, Dr. Prachi Pandey ma'am. Uh, she has done PhD from Gujarat Technological University and BPharm and MPharm from BITS Pilani. She is expert faculty because she has also done register patent and also she has filed around 14 patents and she is registered patent agent and also SSIP coordinator. So it is very good for us that she has accepted our invitation for expert session. So I'm not wasting much of time because 1 hour is quite not sufficient, but simple knowledge around about the intellectual property that we will grasp from this lecture. So, madam, you are requested to start the session.
Good morning, everyone, to all the faculty members. I'm extremely thankful to Government Engineering College Patan and especially to Hitesh Panchal sir for organizing such useful programs. Really, it's a good discussion platform on intellectual property rights. And I hope you all will get an insight into protecting the intellectual property in India. So, just in start, I just want to say that intellectual property is an inherent part of innovation. So because India is now the third largest tech innovation in the world, the protecting intellectual property becomes very mandatory for everyone. Because once we do innovation, it's very necessary that it should be protected and it should not be infringed, it should not be used or abused. So that's why there are some ways by which we can protect is by filing patent or by trademark and by copyright. There are three facets of intellectual property which in different ways protect our intellectual property. So we will go through how it acts. So copyright is governed by the Copyright Act 1957, whereas Trademark Act 1999 and Patent Act 1970. It's a very like huge demarcation. It's like copyright protects the literary work, dramatic work, even computer softwares, written SOPs. Trademark protects anything which is very unique to the particular company, particular startup. Actually, we as SSIP coordinators promote the student startup. We are very much aware that whenever they become a founder of a company, then their company must be unique. So they can make it unique by the way of giving it certain kind of trademark in the form of logo, shape, color, name, like this. Whereas patent is for innovation, which have the three basic criteria. Is like they should be novel, means not done before, not reported in prior art, either by prior claiming, prior publication, or by prior use. This is a must for any innovation. Innovation means modification in the existing invention and making it more industrially applicable, more unique, and more novel. Copyright validity is for till the lifetime of the author plus 60 years more. Means it is like for lifetime as well as for the future generation it can also work. Trademark, the validity is 10 years, which could be renewed further. Whereas for patent, the validity is 20 years, starting from the date of application, means from the priority dating. So it's a territorial right. But yes, suppose if we file patent in India, we definitely can market our product in India. But it should not be claimed anywhere in the world. This is important because once it is claimed, it become a prior art and then it cannot be granted because then it falls in the category of non-patentable invention if it is reported. But definitely it is a territorial right, and if we get our product patented in a single country, so in that country nobody else can market beside us. So that is important. And symbolic representation, you all know it is the C for copyright, R for trademark when registration is complete, otherwise TM. For patent, there is no symbolic representations. We all know copyright secures the literary work, trademark is for brands, and patent is for innovation. For copyright, there is no provisional application required. In trademark, actually, the basic thing is the trademark search. Based on trademark search, the qualification of trademark depends, and can get granted. Whereas for patent, a provisional application must be made, and within 12 months, we have to file the complete specification. This is very important to say about the startups. Is like for startup, the government, our PM Narendra Modi has given so many opportunities that they have a 80% rebate on the filing fees. So they just pay 1600 as compared to companies which pay nearly 8000. Means like it just 80% of rebate. For early publication, they have to just pay 2500 by filling the form 9. For companies, it is little bit higher. They can go for the expedited examination, in which examination can be completed in 105 days only by just paying 8000 and by filling the form 18A, as compared to companies which pay more higher. So this is the benefit. And also, if the startup couldn't complete their work, there is a 90% refund of patent fee, but only before the first examination report is issued. Means like if you file the request for examination, and before receiving the first examination report, you till that time you can withdraw. If I'm just talking about the startup that we actually promote for students. And the last point is not for patent, but yeah, there is a tax exemption for 3 years after founding of the company. So why a provisional? This is very important. This is a key because their benefits are numerous. Because once we file a provisional, we get a priority dating, and we have a buffer time of 12 months to decide. But yes, we cannot go beyond provisional. What we claim in provisional, our complete will be totally dependent on that. If we claim something else incomplete, then the priority dating will become the date on which the complete was filed. I think everybody is getting my point. Suppose my innovation is something, and based on that, in 12 months I am elaborating it. But if I am claiming something else, definitely means that it doesn't have the priority dating as I claimed earlier, because I found it later. So the day become the priority dating. So it is very important that we must draft the claims, even if we don't file claim, while filing for provisional application, because those draft claims will later become the final claims. And because the complications are that if suppose our complete specification is little bit different from provisional, and it is depicting that there are 2 or 3 innovations combined together, the examiner may say you to file divisional application. They may feel that you are capturing 2 3 innovations in a single fee, simple thing. So they will say you to file different applications. So that may be the case. So just we have to be very sure that once we file the provisional, our complete will be dependent on our provisional. So at least we should be very much aware what we are going to do and what we will get. If we get it, it's okay. If we don't get it, that's also okay, because the wastage of money will not be there. If we don't be able to complete our work within 12 months and our claims are not ready, so what we can do, we can post date the application. Because if we don't post date it, our application will be deemed to be abandoned, because there is a time limit of 12 months. So we can post date it, and the date of filing the complete specification now will become the date of provisional. And now we have 12 more months, 12 extra months to work upon and to complete our project and to submit it. But the disadvantage is that you will have you will be back by 12 months. So if somebody else has done it earlier than you, then you may lose the right. That is the only thing. So the scope of invention is very important. That should be well defined in the provisional application, and a rough set of claim must be done. So what forms are there? I think we all know it. We are doing it. So form 1 for application, form 2 for provisional. Form 2 is also for complete specification whenever we include the claims in that. Form 5, declaration of inventorship, when applicant is not the inventor. Somewhere applicant is someone else, inventor is somebody else. So here the declaration of inventorship is must. Form 26 is has to be filed whenever a patent agent files on behalf of you. So you have to give the power of attorney to him. Then e-filing fees is just 1600, whereas physical filing fee is 1750. Um, Yeah, it's very important that when